Lekker. Van de smoke. Mortierstaartje. Amazing. 2 inch mortierstaartje. Mooi.
After major defeats in Normandy in the summer of 1944, remnants of German forces withdrew across eastern France and Belgium towards the German border by the end of August. As the Allied pursuit across France and Belgium continued, distances increased beyond the range of a single truck. Offensive operations slowed to a standstill, allowing the German forces to fall back and regroup. The British proposed Operation Market Garden, an ambitious plan to bypass the Siegfried Line by hooking around its northern end, allowing the
Zo niet je artiestennaam. Kijk, wat had je nou? Had je net had je dat gevonden? Leuk.
Market would deploy 3 airborne divisions to capture the bridges over the Meuse, Wall, and Rhine rivers, together with crossings over several smaller channels. Garden consisted of the British 30th Corps, which would lead the ground offensive linking up the bridges. If successful, 30th Corps, together with the airborne forces, would break out of the Arnhem bridgehead and head east towards Germany and its most important industrial area, the Ruhr Valley. The operation started on Sunday, September 17, 1944, when 2,000 transport airplanes lift off from airfields in England. On board are 3 divisions totaling 20,000 men. The American 101st Airborne Division arrived with the first lift, and only half of these could advance on the bridge. The remaining troops had to defend the drop zones overnight for the arrival of the second lift on the following day. 2 of the 3 battalions of the 1st Parachute Brigade were slowed down by small German units of a training battalion, which had quickly established a thin blocking line covering the obvious routes into Arnhem. Lieutenant Colonel John Frost, 2nd Parachute Battalion, advancing eastwards along the southernmost road into Arnhem near the Rhine, found its route largely undefended. They arrived at the bridge in the evening and set up defensive positions at the north end. In the south, 300 guns of the Corps artillery opened fire, firing a rolling barrage in front of 30th Corps.
Kijk, oh mooi doppie zeg. Hey, van zo'n, ja, ik weet niet precies of het nou van zo'n oil drum-achtig ding is. Of zo'n vierkante. Ik zal het echt niet weten. Ik moet het even opzoeken, die grote doppen.
Staat niks op voor.
Maar wel Engels. Nee hè? Ja, als jullie het weten, dan hoef ik het ook niet op te zoeken. Dat scheelt mij weer. Nou, mooi dopje.
During the early morning hours of the third day, September 19th, the 1st Parachute Brigade, supported by remnants of the 3rd Battalion, began its attack towards Arnhem Bridge. As soon as it became light, the 1st Battalion was spotted and halted by fire from a German defensive position. With no hope of breaking through, the 500 remaining men withdrew westwards in the direction of the main force 5 kilometers 3.1 miles away near the landing zone. Units of the 82nd Division made contact with the Grenadier Guards of the 30th Corps at Grave. By the afternoon of 20 September, the British positions around the north end of Arnhem Bridge had weakened considerably. Casualties, mostly wounded, were high from constant shelling. An acute lack of ammunition, especially anti-tank munition,
I love you, Peggy Sue, with a love so rare and true. Oh, Peggy.
See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.
in the afternoon. The American paratroopers were rowed across the wall in 26 canvas assault boats. About half the boats survived the crossing under heavy fire. The surviving paratroopers then proceeded, fighting to the north end of the bridge. German forces withdrew from both ends of the bridge after the 30th Corps Guards tanks secured the bridge. On 21st September, the 5th day of the operation, approximately 3,500 survivors of the 1st Airborne Division established themselves in the buildings and woods around Oyster Beak with the intention of holding a bridgehead on the north side of the Rhine until 30th Corps could arrive. Throughout the day, their position was heavily attacked on all sides. That same day, after 2 days of delay due to the weather, the Polish 1st
Ja, het is echt zo dat militair iets, denk ik wel, hè? Close. Wat zou het zijn, jongens? Focus, man. Focus, motherfucker. Ah, mooi. Nog een keer. Focus. On to the next one.
withdrawn 2,398 survivors. Of approximately 10,600 men of the 1st Airborne Division who fought north of the Rhine, 1,485 had died. The prized Arnhem Bridge, for which the British had fought so hard, did not survive the war. Allied B-26 bombers aircraft destroyed it on 7 October to deny its use to the Germans. It was replaced with a bridge of similar appearance in 1948 and renamed John Frost Bridge on 17 December 1977.
Yo! Hè? Weer eentje. Weer eentje. 15 ponders. Protection lids, caps. Mooi.
Die had ik vorige keer ook. Ja, Iron Mike gaat daar zeker wat zeggen. Hier, ik vond nog een van de tuboken. Met Engelse teksten erop.
Oh, het is mooi.
Zeg maar, die Nederlandse
Zo, die is mooi, joh.
kwaliteit, man. Die blijven zo mooi.
Kijk dan, joh. Zo mag ik voor de...
Niet kapot maken.
Zo, ja. Oh. Hier, Mark. Dat heb ik toch een muziekje dit.
Said, all my men are here. He said, we'll go in your place if you want. That's how I come to go to Arnhem. I followed the river from the landing zone. But when I got to Arnhem, it was dark. And I don't know why, but I was on my own. There was a Jerry looking at me just round the corner. So he says, "Are we?" He cleared off. I never thought to shout him. Stood there, and I heard this chonk, 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 chonk coming up. And I said, "Oh, I thought that's a barge coming." And when it got up to me, it was full of Germans, wasn't it? And they were all bloody shouting at me. So I ran like hell. They were firing all the time. And I jumped up the wall. My tin hat, I hadn't got it fastened, and I dropped my tin hat. So I finished the rest of the battle without a tin hat. When I got over the wall, the machine gun was still firing. So I dropped down. I was laid there with 3 Germans. They were laid there as well. And anyway, somebody took the machine gun out. And we got up, and the Germans went. They run one way, and I run the other.